Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Beetle Salt, and today I've got something that I've been pretty excited for. It is 2 a.m. where I'm at right now, so it's pretty late for a review, but I figured I owed some people a review since it's been so long since I've been behind the camera. So yeah, today we've got the brand new SH Figuarts Monkey D. Luffy Romance Dawn Edition. This is the US release, so that is why I said brand new. Those of you who got the Japan release have probably had this guy for a couple months now. But I had really been looking forward to this release, and needless to say, it does not disappoint. I got this at Xavier Cal Customs. Definitely check them out. Pretty good website, and it's actually an early birthday gift, so that's pretty nice. But I'm gonna get this guy set up, and we're gonna get him reviewed. All right, so I got the camera zoomed in, and we are ready to get rolling on this guy. Gotta be very careful. My setup is a little bit of a mess right now. Alright, so to get started off, we're going to take a look at paint applications and sculpting, and this guy blows me away. He looks like he popped just off the screen, and I expected... This is going to sound weird, but I had been so anticipating this figure for so long that I imagined how they would design one before they actually made one. And I kind of imagined Tamashii would do a cut here and a cut down here. And you can kind of see in the sculpting there's a wrinkle, almost as if they maybe thought of that, but I don't think they did. I think that's just my imagination. But actually, this part doesn't really hinder the articulation much at all. And I'll get into that more once we do take a look at articulation. But he looks great. I mean, the paint matches the anime very well. The bright yellow on the hat is really good. Let me try to get close on that. The bright yellow up here on the hat is excellent. Sorry about the bad lighting. My other lamp died out on me, so I'm using a little replacement, but I'm making do. The yellow and red on the hat are excellent. The red on the vest is really good. It actually has shading, I believe, which is really nice. You don't see Tamashii doing that much these days. And then the pants are just a bright blue, no shading, just really good sculpting. I believe this part, for the most part, is reused from the first edition, except obviously they added the knee part that they were supposed to add on the first one this time, and it looks really good. Speaking of that part, the floof on the bottom of the shorts looks really good. This part back here, because of the way they designed it, it doesn't get in the way of the sculpt much at all. You can pull them down so it looks like his pants are normal, and then you can push it up for good articulation, which is excellent. I'm glad they did that. There's some Luffy butt cheeks right there. And then there's his back. His arms are looking good. Nice and scrawny, just the way he is in the show. That kind of scrawny, muscular build, which is really nice. And on this face sculpt in particular, not to get into accessories too early, but they have a little chewed up piece of meat in there. And if I could get a light closer, you can see that it's got different colors on it. It's got some reds and some whites on there, which is excellent. I'm really a big fan of that. Alright, now that we've kind of blown through sculpt in detail, I mean, he looks great. He feels great. I think I'll get into it with articulation, but the plastic on this one feels so much more premium for some reason. And it's not a premium Bandai release. It's just how it feels. One gripe I do have, sorry for all the umming, is on this hand, there is an actual nut mark. I don't get those often, or at all really, on, Figuarts. I get them on Gunpla all the time, but there's an actual nub mark, so I might have to take an X-Acto knife to that and shave it down. But yeah, that's weird. That's never happened to me before. I'll see if I can take this hand off and get it closer to the camera for anyone who did miss that. Here it is. The lighting is terrible. Let me... Sorry about that, y'all. There we go. So if you could see that, that is a little bit of a defect, but I don't really mind much. That's literally like the only thing I could nitpick. Here's wet hair looking Luffy. Let me put his hat back on him, and we'll get into accessories and articulation. So stay tuned. All right, we're back. We're gonna go over articulation first. So Luffy is on the typical SH Figuarts Luffy shoulder joint system, but we're gonna get into that after the head. I almost forgot about the head and neck articulation. So the head can go up this far. Oops, sorry, I'm gonna take his hat off. This far. And it'll go down that far. That is with assistance of the neck. That's really good. Let me put on his serious head real quick. so that he doesn't look so silly. I think he looks quite silly right now. Alright. Give me 10 seconds. Just pop this on. There we go. Alright. So he looks down this far with this head sculpt, and with this head sculpt he looks up that far. Really good. Once again, you can kind of capture that pose, the "of course I will" from Arlong Park. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. For shoulders, like I said, he's on the typical Luffy joint, which is kind of a little more maneuverable. You can bring it up, which looks ugly, or you can leave it down, which looks more natural. It looks kind of like a Rebel Tech joint in there, but it's not. It's got like a, I think it's just a double ball joint. I think I'm being stupid. That's not really Rebel Tech technology. It's just me being weird. And then he's got excellent bicep swivel. Let me capture the bicep swivel. But yeah, that's the bonus about the Luffy shoulders, that they can swivel up here too, and then also at the bicep. Let me do the elbow over here on this side. He's got excellent double joints. Get past 90, great. And then ball jointed wrists, typical. Now here's what I was talking about earlier with how it feels premium and how it feels different. I really thought this part would hinder it, but it doesn't. He goes this far forward, which is really good, almost as good as the original release, if not as good as the original release. The first release Luffy. And then he goes this far back. And as you can see, mine pops apart. No issue. You can just pop them back on together. Kind of like the JJK figures, if you guys have any of those. This overlay feels like that, but a lot softer. This is kind of how I wish they would have done the torsos for Yuji and Megumi. He doesn't go too far back. He goes pretty far back. It's good. It's alright. It's decent. But the forward movement is really impressive for something like that. Now the legs, I'm going to grab my other Luffy real quick. I'll be right back just for the leg comparison. Okay, I'm back. Here I have the original first release Luffy, the Wano Luffy, and the legs are where it feels different, because if you listen to this guy, I don't think mine squeak as much anymore. I think it might be on this side more. Very squeaky, very tight joints. You can hear that. You know, and then the knees, obviously, terrible. This part used to pop off a lot, but the legs feel very tight, but also very loose. It's hard to explain. But on this guy, many improvements were made. The legs feel great. They feel natural. They move just fine. And then this part is more articulated. See how that kind of shifts around in there? I don't believe it does that on this release. It's very stiff in there. It doesn't jiggle. This guy's got some wiggle room. And I think that's for the new effects part set that they're releasing, because these are supposed to pop out really easy, which they do. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting that effects set. Sorry. And then the back of the knees, like I showcased earlier, do flip up so that you can actually get more movement. And flip back down on me. There we go. So you can get just about 90, if not a little bit below 90. And that might be bad for some people, especially because Luffy's a more agile character, but considering what we had before, I'll take it. You know, it doesn't seem that much of a difference, but let me put the legs forward. Let me move this out the way. There you go. You got way less than 90. And then on this guy, definite improvements have been made. And I'm very happy about that. Luffy is my favorite anime protagonist of all time, and so seeing improvements being made on the Luffy figures is really good. This is my favorite look for Luffy. I would say actually right next to Dressrosa. Dressrosa Luffy, love that. Mwah, perfect, chef's kiss. But this is my other favorite look, especially in his Marineford colors. Mwah. But right here, he looks really good as it is. I love the classic red and blue. And let's get into accessories so I can move the review along. So as you guys saw already, I tried to show you this. I got the camera at a better angle. He's got his meat chewing mouth, his faceplate, and then he's got the alternate head for putting the hat on. It looks really wrong when it's off. It looks like his hair is wet. He looks like a wet rat a little bit. There's his hat, and it's got the buggy scratches still. I really like that. I really hope we get a buggy in this line. That'd be really fun, especially with this Romance Dawn Luffy. That would be amazing. And obviously, he's been taking center stage since the beginning. He's got the meat, and it's really nicely detailed, actually. It looks just like the anime. It's got the little dimple marks and the red and white, and it's on the bone, and I really love that. Now, the way you put the meat in his hand is pretty easy. You just slap that out, and that slots in. Kind of like the Bleach figures with their swords. Let's get him in a more serious pose. I'll take the meat out of his hand real quick. He's got 2 sets of these holding hands. And then I'll grab the second set in a second, or the second version. I guess counterpart to this one. It's the same hand. Actually, no, I'm wrong. No, I am right. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, I'm staring at the tray right now. He only has the one for the left hand, and he also has a gripping hand. Now, he does have two of these, and I'll grab the other one real quick. This hand, I believe, is just for, like, palming stuff, like holding a devil fruit or holding his hat, and it looks really good. This one also has a nub mark on it, just like the other one did. Very interesting. I don't know what happened in the factory with mine. I'm not going to complain too much. I actually don't really care. It's just an interesting thing that's happened. Here's his screaming face sculpt, which is really good. I actually really, really dig this a lot. I think this is great for scenes like fighting Crocodile, or screaming at his crew, or screaming like, "Of course I will," at Nami, who is releasing soon. I'm getting my US release of Nami soon. God, this figure, I could just gush over this figure all day. It's everything I've ever wanted in a Luffy figure. Alright, so another set of hands he has, which are very fun. I'm very excited to show you all these, if I can get them out of the packaging, are the Gum Gum Bazooka hands. I'm struggling with the left one, guys. Bear with me. Hold on. There we go. Cool. So he's got his Gum Gum Bazooka hands, which I did enjoy using. These are very good, very sprawled out. They could be action hands, kind of like, they almost look like wall crawling hands for all the Spidey fans out there. They almost do. So I feel like you could use those for, like, I don't know, agile poses if you really want to. But for me, Gum Gum Bazooka all the way. Very fun move. And then, obviously, it can't be Luffy without some fists. So let me grab those out of the box real quick. Gotta be very delicate so I don't drop them on my review station, because they will be lost forever. So let me show you the knuckle details. No knuckle bumps because it's one-piece art style, which I'm fine with. I really like the way they look anyway. Just typical Tamashii fists, almost. You can see the thumbnail sculpt on there. That's crazy. Crazy detail for such a small hand. And here's the other fist too. Very nice. Very good looking fists. Just the normal. And then, as I was trying to show earlier, the special hand for the left side is the holding hand for the meat, and then for the right side he has a pointer finger. And this is very cool because you can use it too, as I've seen a million times on Instagram already. You can use it to recreate the pose from the original opening, which I really dig. I'm really a big fan of that. I'm happy that we've got this line, and we're getting... It kind of seems like Tamashii really is paying attention to this line, like making improvements to Luffy's legs after all the complaints about last time. Giving us fun little accessories to the Romance Dawn / pre-time skip versions of these characters. Like, Nami comes with a chest, and I wish Zoro came with something like a bottle of booze, but I don't think he does. But yes, very fun. And then we got just 2 more accessories to go through, and then I'll do some size comparisons. And then I'll do a little rant at the end, like I always do. This review is going to drag on a little bit. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm a little rusty. It's definitely going to be all over the place. Here's his little sinister grinning face. I really like this. This is like a mischievous face almost. I really do dig that. And then the last face we have, which is perfect for Luffy, and absolutely perfect that they included the pointer hand with it, is the yelling face. The let's go, the... all full sails ahead type of face. I really like this. It's very gung-ho. It's typical Luffy. I love it. And that about sums it up for accessories. So let me get this guy into some size comparisons, and then will be just about time for me to start my little closing session, and you'll be good to go. Something I forgot to mention with accessories is if you have the original Wano Luffy, the faces do fit on the Romance Dawn heads. It goes for both heads, but I'm just using the hat head as an example. So if you want straight face Luffy, or if you want eyes bulging out Luffy, and you have both releases, you can do that. So I think it's very cool, and I almost left that out of the review, but I'm glad I remembered. Now let's get into some size comparisons. Alright, so here's Luffy in a pretty simple pose. Sorry about that, I was grabbing something off the ground. Pretty simple pose, and you'll never guess what I was grabbing off the ground. It was the sash to the Wano Luffy. So that's going to be the first size comparison we get done here. Here he is in all of his squeaky glory, Wano Luffy. as you can see, the height hasn't changed much, but I think the skin tone is a bit tanner on Wano Luffy, which is a nice touch, because if I remember correctly, spoiler alert, I don't really know if it matters that much, I think Luffy trained like a ton in the sun during Wano. I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't know. But yeah, I believe the skin tones are different. It doesn't really affect the face swapping much, so that's good. We definitely want that. Just another random character I got laying around here at the review station. I got Dragon Ball Superhero Piccolo, in case that's what you guys are rocking, some One Piece crossover with Dragon Ball. Another Dragon Ball character, why not? Here we got Goku Black. So that's kind of weird. Luffy's a bit taller than Goku Black. That's kind of funny. I like that. I think it's because my Goku Black's a little slouched. Let me try straightening him out. Nope, still taller. That's crazy. Love that. I was going to do Gear 5 for the size comparisons, but he fought me trying to get him off the shelf. That was really irritating. I'm not going to deal with that right now. That figure can be such a pain sometimes. Instead, we're going to bring in a classic. We've got Nendoroid Sonic. And then I've actually got a little special guest here right now. Thank you to my buddy, Multiverse Collector, aka Jesh, over on Instagram. He gave me this like a million years ago, so I figure I should probably put him on camera at least once, right? But I've got a custom Namek Goku. So there's that. He doesn't stand up very well. He's kind of a little slouch there, so there's that. And then I guess I'll do Frieza, Sasuke. We've got a ton of figures just laying around over here, guys. Bear with me. We'll do Frieza. Why not? We'll do Frieza. So here is Luffy next to Frieza. In case you want to have that crossover. Give Frieza a reason to call him Monkey. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Sorry about the enthusiasm again. It's pretty late over here. But, now it's time for me to get in my final thoughts. So if you want to skip the app sesh, go ahead. And, I'll see you in the next video. If I ever make another one, who knows? It's been quite a bit between takes. Quite a bit between... I tried filming like 2 reviews before. But, yeah. Anyways, if you're not sticking around, that's absolutely fine with me. You have a nice day. And, good luck with whatever you got going on. Sorry. And, for everyone that is sticking around, I'm getting tongue-tied. Everyone that is sticking around, thank you so much. And let me get into my final thoughts. So, what do I think of Romance Dawn Luffy? I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I love this release. Very small nitpicks, like the nub mark issues. The hat kind of falls off a lot, and that's kind of annoying, but at the same time, I mean, there's nothing that can really be done to avoid that. I feel like they made the tab system as strong as it can be without being irritating to take off and then put back on. The face sculpts are a little dynamic. You don't get really any neutral face sculpts, but this is pre-time skip Luffy, so he's kind of crazy. He's kind of all over the place. I did wish we got at least one more serious face sculpt. That way people don't have to go out of their way to buy Wano Luffy just to have a neutral or straight face, like serious Luffy. Those are really my only complaints that I can come up with. Other than that, that was not my fire alarm. That was my chair. That was my armrest. But I really do enjoy this figure a lot. I did forget to go over his ankle articulation. I don't think anyone cares. It's the same as the old one. The toes move with the sandals. That's neat. But I'll have to add that in the description. I forgot about that. But I do really like this line so far. Gear 5 is a huge pain in my ass. Wano Luffy sucks. But they have shelf aura. They look really good just sitting there. They don't have to do anything too crazy. But the good thing is, for collectors like me who do like articulation, this Romance Dawn Luffy can do crazy stuff. He can get into cool poses. He can do more than the other 2 Luffys can. My Gear 5 was a little bit defective. His arms didn't want to come on. The long arms, so it was really annoying to deal with. I don't really like touching that figure. The hat strap broke off because I was trying to put on the arm, and then the head flew. It was a whole thing. I just don't like that figure. I don't I keep it because it looks good, and I'm a fan of the way it looks. I'm a fan of the idea of that figure, but the figure itself, Gear 5, huge disappointment. I'm not a big fan. But I really like how this line is going strong. I like that they're doing pre-time skip and post-time skip at the same time. I like that we can have Ace and Sabo. I'm looking forward to that. Shanks, Zoro, Nami, all of them are coming out. Really looking forward to all those releases. Hopefully I can snag all of them. I think I'm going to miss out on Shanks because of pricing. He's just coming out at an inconvenient time. I think he comes out between Zoro and Ace in the US. But I am definitely picking up Ace, and I'm definitely picking up Zoro, two of my favorite characters. Nami comes out next month. I will be picking her up too. Very excited for the future of this line, and I really, really hope, not that anyone from Bandai would be listening right now, but I really do hope that we get a Crocodile or Arlong or just even Buggy, just someone for our pre-time skip Straw Hats to go up against. That would be really, really fun. I would love to get Crocodile and all of Baroque Works. That'd be so amazing. I would love that so much. That was like, Alabasta wasn't like my favorite of all arcs, but it was really solid. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed watching all of that. Buggy would be fun too, because these are Romance Dawn, and that is when Buggy premiered. So that would be nice. That'd be interesting. That'd be a little fun. What other final thoughts do I have? Oh, just, peep the Instagram. Peep my top 10 most wanted. That's on my story right now. I put that up tonight. That was pretty fun. Then you'll kind of get a glimpse into what I'm talking about. I just want more villains. I feel like we have so many characters coming out for the line, which I'm a big fan of. I love Shanks. I love Ace. I'm a huge fan of Sabo. I'm so glad we're getting them. Zoro. Everyone from the line, banger after banger. Great choices. I just wish we had more villains, because all we have right now is Kaido. You can kind of fudge Yamato depending on where in the arc you want to display, like, whatever, because Yamato was against the Straw Hats at one point, but, I mean, you'd have to fudge it. I feel like Yamato she almost joined the Straw Hats, or he almost joined the Straw Hats, sorry, but, so I feel like they're more of an ally than they are an enemy, so I feel like just having Kaido is kind of odd. You could kind of use Law and Kid, but, I don't want anything crazy like Big Mom. I just want like Crocodile or Doflamingo, which are tall characters, and that's pretty big ask, but a lot of the One Piece villains are taller, so I feel like it's not that much of an issue. I mean, it is that much of an issue, but you know what I mean. It's going to end up, we're going to have to cross that bridge eventually, because they're all pretty big. I will say that the variable action heroes do kind of scale well. I don't have any, but I know that they're 7-inch scale, and they scale pretty well with Figuarts in terms of having taller villains, so if they ever made a Doflamingo, he would scale pretty good. And I know they're making a Gear 4 Luffy. I do have intentions to pick that up, because it will scale well with these guys. He's going to be huge, and I told myself I'd get almost every version of Luffy that I can, which means I have to get Shanks, because he comes with Kid Luffy. Again, I love Luffy. I'm obsessed. But yes, I'm looking forward to the future of this line. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they have in store for us, and I'm really enjoying it so far. But yeah, for those of you that stuck around for my final thoughts, thank you so much for listening to my yap session. It means a lot. I love the sound of my own voice, and I'm glad that you love the sound of my voice so much so that you stayed with me through this, through all my rambling, through all my ums. I do get nervous making these, because audiences make me nervous, even though I'm not looking at you guys. I just get scared of fumbling and messing up and having to do another take. But yeah, thank you for your patience. Thank you for staying with me. Take care of yourselves, and I hope you guys have an excellent night. Bye-bye.